Hi America, me again, here to annoy. I want to play something for you, and I want to know if this sounds familiar to any of you.
The issue of waterboarding returned to Capitol Hill today.
Spanish speakers
A controversial interrogation technique.
friendly summons. Yeah.
Outside of the beat which I designed,
Get your act together, Muslim world. You say
it was meant to be a
but you fear America.
how we live.
I love this most not feeling in there.
18 channels, all in news.
And everybody yelling and screaming. It's a war and we're trying to
Four prominent newspapers are now starting to become controlled by, of course, Fox, which is becoming horribly alarming.
Change for the better of America. Change for the better for my people.
What do you think?
So let's get on. Imagine absorbing all that information. I myself, when I wake up in the morning, I browse one local paper, all on the internet. I browse one local paper, 4 international papers, 1 national paper, 1 business newspaper. In addition to that, half a dozen small pieces of literature, some obscure writer, this person here and there and everywhere. And in addition to it, I absorb probably 2.5 hours of video, not necessarily simultaneously, but I've been known to. How do you decipher all this information? Where do you stop? What keywords make you stop and pay attention to one over another over another? We can say they're all one big conspiracy meant to disillusion you, or just to break your spirit and show you that this way, that way, or the other way. Hey, look over here, look over there, look over there. And in between it all, you're actually starting to find some reporters with a bit of integrity. They won't bother to report on the celebrity status of this person or that person or the other person. Oral sex gives you cancer. I'm gonna die. That having been said, I mean, there are so many different things that are causing cancer now. Food causes cancer. Sleeping the wrong way could potentially cause cancer. Breast cancer, you name it. We're in a lot of trouble. But I'm going to move on to some of the headlines. George Bush Jr. in a photo op, just a photo op. No one even asked him the questions, but he sure did suddenly just. And I watched the segment. He was sort of blank staring, like he was focusing or studying on something, which in fact he wasn't. He was probably, like Homer Simpson, had a little cartoon reel running in the back of his mind. Some black and white stuff. You can't imagine the guy sees in color. Just the same, he all of a sudden spouted out and says America does not torture. Sorry. I'm sorry. Okay then. We're all done. Abu Ghraib never happened. Gitmo, Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, never happened. CIA Black Ops prisons, never happened. They've all been made public. The time has come for accountability, America. These things have been going on for a long time. And if they don't like you in one prison, they just ship you off to another, fine. Ship you off to another prison and let you go that way. But that's not what they've done. Again, America in its new outsourcing direction has found a way to outsource torture. We simply hand our prisoners over to countries who do not have policies toward torture and let them handle all of it. So America can wipe its hands clean of it and you can go walk around. Now, nothing said about the colonel with his head bashed in, sitting on the floor or laying on the floor of Abu Ghraib because they couldn't extract the information from him that they wanted. So they literally bashed his head in. Oh, that never happened. And that naked pile of people, waterboarding, those things never happen. They go to any length they want to lie, and I'm sick of it. I want to throw curse words in between I'm and sick of it, but it's really not going to express my point any more than me just saying I'm sick of it. I've seen the less than impressed. I seek more, though. I seek an opportunity to learn more. at every turn, at every venture, at everything I try to do. I don't stop trying to learn, and this is the good. I guess I'm the product of my first 20 years of television, because that's pretty much how I was raised. I grew up in a big family. There were 7 of us. Not a lot of money to go around. So everyone else in the family, we all learned to make do, and we were happy. We were happy as a family. Then we got a little older, and we found out just how, not unhappy, but how reality was for real in our home. So I can't say that I was unhappy as a child. Amendment 1, let's just talk about constitutionalism real quick. Amendment 1, freedom of speech, and this is a big one. Freedom of speech it's just under attack. It's absolutely under attack. And when you're speaking out against government, even more so. There are a couple of bills, one in the House that just passed off. These days, in my city, you need a permit to soapbox. So you have to go through the city. Your freedom of speech has already been impaired by the need to have to go through city councils in order to get a permit to speak. In some events, depending on what your anticipated crowd is, you need restrooms, you need security, and you'll be expected to foot the bill for all of it. Even if you get 1 porta potty and 1 cop showing up, it runs about $600 to give a decent speech in this state. You don't have to give it on the Capitol building steps. That's not what we're looking for. But it brings about, and I know I've sort of harped on this, but did anyone happen to notice just how hard Condoleezza Rice worked to look at the leaders in Iraq and go, shh? I think it's ironic that an entire nation can't agree on religion. They can't believe on, or they can't come together on government. They can't come together in beliefs or values, but they all seem to agree, and this is across the board, the entire country, and they all just hoorah'd this thing, was getting rid of Blackwater. There are so many security companies in there. And Eric Prince, shame on you. You didn't even have the foresight to stop and say, you know what? Okay, fine. I'll create a umbrella company. We'll run it through the Caymans, and we'll pretend like we fired everybody, and we'll bring them back right back under the new banner. Still be able to get all the money that we want. But no, that's not what's happening. This is really legitimately the president's personal Praetorian Guard. And these people are not working in America's best interest. And that's all I'm going to say about Blackwater, because I think I've touched off on them just about enough times. But I want to give you a visionary thing of what you could see. Imagine here in America how you would feel if you saw a handful of armored vehicles come barreling down on top of you and just start ramming into you to get you out of their way. Now, I could understand if there was a true emergency, but just to deliver some corporate CEO, some stupid shill across town for the purpose of declaring some kind of business with the Congress of Iraq, I don't think Americans would stand for it at all. I'm almost certain of it. You'd enrage just enough of these hillbillies, me included, born in West Virginia, enrage just enough people, they'd start firing back at you too. So, I know I would. I'd just be really, really upset. I'm coming really close to profanity here. But they hurl bottles and rocks and whatever else they have in their vehicles. They just huck them at these people, and you're driving down the road and suddenly you get too close to their convoy, they'll open up reverse fire on you because they don't know who you are. They think you could have bombs, and what's wrong with the average citizen? They just kill whoever they want, and that's all I'm going to have to say about that. America, the point of the opening is we're being so inundated with noise and sound that none of it begins to make sense. Our eyes glaze over, and we all tend to lose track of exactly what's going on. And when we find ourselves in this dilemma, we want to just stop and break away, and that's probably when the first person in the world ever said, "I need a drink. This is too much to understand." And man, I'd so be on his side. I'd sit down and have that drink with him. But right now, drinking and drugs just aren't going to help me to comprehend all of this. So America, we need to become more proactive. We need to start taking over our own positions in this country. And yes, the power is to the people, for the pursuit of happiness, of, for, and by the people, the people, the people.